Leave? No,
Got
I'm just getting my players to start real quick.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, okay, well, I'm going back to party then. It's gonna
then.
start soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Task
B-Dog,
force.
B-Dog, I'll give you host, okay?
I got you.
Is it the same link, yeah?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, sweet.
Here, I'll get the link again just in case. Yeah, it's live. Yeah, where's live?
Are we casting another tier 4 game?
Huh?
Are we casting another tier 4 game?
It's not another one, but it's just a different one, because the other one fucking Aztec forfeits, I'm guessing, because they ain't showing up. Yeah, it's been 10, they forfeit because they're not there. So, that game's done. So then it's just this game, I think. The other two are later, I believe. Alright. Guess we're starting it up, Eddie.
Ooh. Okay, so do you know anything about these teams? Because I have like no idea.
Honestly, no. It's two decently new teams, I'd say. This is the start of tier 4 season, obviously being pre-season, so haven't really seen these two teams play. So I don't know how they'll play. Could be running two totally different comps, but be a good way to
honestly,
get the name out there.
Oh, well, for most higher up teams, as of right now, people like to run dive on this map. But usually like Ball Diva or like Ball Monkey and something, and usually take the high ground off of this position over here on the bridge. So hopefully, you know, this is not higher tier, so they're gonna go with Ryan Zarya.
Yeah, usually that's what you tend to see in tier 4, but
yeah, I'm kind of thinking that now. I mean, because it's not a bad idea, because again, like most people can't run meta except for the red team because they're running Kree. They automatically win. Well, should have won.
automatically win. Kree May, let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2,
but yeah, two
1.
pretty different comps other than the tanks, but see where we decide to go. Looks like both teams will be heading down middle. So just a middle fight right here. Currently no picks going. We got McCree going from behind though, but two picks immediately off the bat there with the Ryan and Moya pick. And wait, I just gotta check something. Wait, I totally forget who was who. Okay, Forsaken's blue. Okay, just had to check. Yeah, yeah, first
Forsaken one's
fight win by Forsaken.
Well, you can pause from the menu now, right?
Yeah, I know that. I still have my pause button set though, just in case, so probably be quicker anyways than going to the menu. It looks like Bewitched will be going in the room here. Tough situation though, as they do have that Junkrat there, but we get the pick on the Vine, but Forsaken's big does get taken down. They do get the res off though. So they are up on. Shadow comes out, is able to find the Junkrat. Junkrat does die. Coalescence comes out now.
Hey.
So a lot of ults coming out right now. And they push the point now, but Grav comes out. It's a decent Grav. Finds the Mercy. But Zarya gets taken out at the same time. So still contesting here, but now with the pick on the Brig now though. But it does look like I keep getting these names. Bewitched will take this fight. But they do keep trading though, so they are able to contest for a bit, but yeah, do keep trading. Yeah, it looks like they will take this after a couple early picks. They do decide to res the Mei. Tyre comes out from left side point. It does get fire strike, so Tyre is down. Shadow comes out, only finds the Hanzo. Blizzard comes out, Beat comes out now too. The Blizzard is able to get forward, but nobody is able to capitalize on the frozen enemies. And now with 3 picks there, only the Hanzo dead, and looks like they're going to be able to take this back. So it looks like Bewitched will try and go back in the room again. They do have the Valkyrie, and there's a big ult, but Forsaken with 3 ults there though. Dragons comes out from behind, is able to find the Mercy, so they do not have Valkyrie. And now with the Valley and every other ult, and it looks like Forsaken just gonna take this map pretty easily.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
I grow tired of waiting.
Five, four, three, two, one.
So it looks like Bewitched will still stick with the fire. Never mind, they decided to switch over to junk. I don't think fire would be too bad of a pick though, as Forsaken doesn't have really a hit scan. Maybe Zarya could deal with the fire, but they do decide to switch to junk. Forsaken decides to go on the high ground though, sort of for the kind of flank. Anti comes out, is able to get the Lucio, and Lucio gets picked there, and now junk gets picked trying to go on point, and now Forsaken already down 2 people here. So Bewitched now able to take this point pretty easily with those 2 picks. Now Mercy gets killed and Zarya gets walled off, so Zarya will die here, and Forsaken's gonna have to back up now and regroup after this fight.
I think it was just unfortunate for that first fight, just how out of position Forsaken was against the Junkrat. They couldn't really do much. They were already caught off guard from the beginning of the fight. And now Forsaken tries to get a clean rush into the point, but then they get walled off by their Mei. And then Reinhardt just starts swinging and getting kills. Kills 3 off the bat. Forsaken gets a res off, but it's already too late. Majority of the roster's dead. They have to make a soft regroup to push in again.
Yeah, it was a good wall there. It's able to wall off 3, so it completely split their team from the healers they have. And yeah, with that early pick there, he couldn't really do much. But Bewitched here with 3 ults, nearly 4 ults though. But the pick on the Ryan dies almost instantly. Wall comes out though, is able to wall off 4, and the Tire is able to find a Lucio. But Bewitched now with the pick on Junk though. And then the pick on Mei, so they keep trading here, but it does look like Bewitched will take this here. Who is Fizzle on? What team is Fizzle on? Do you know? Guess not. Now both teams having decent amount of ults. Nano, Shadow, Grab, a lot of ults coming out right now. Grab Dragon comes out, is able to find the Zarya, but does look like Forsaken is able to win the team fight with that Grab there. They are able to get the stagger on the far cell. Put Bewitched back a little bit. Still trying to figure out my controls here, I don't know. Oh, there we go, it's my first person one. You have the fire, but it gets picked off by the Hanzo out of midair. It's a good shot by Catfish. Ryan gets frozen though and charged, so Ryan does die, and Mercy in the backline gets sniped by Mei. Shadow comes out, is able to find 2, and yeah, now it's just cleanup for Bewitched now, and they're gonna take this point back. The early pick there on Hanzo from the far, it's a good pick there. I'm gonna try to res that. Do get the res off, but Junk gets picked in the meantime. Barrage comes out, is able to find the Lucio, but gets sniped out of air by Hanzo. They still have a couple of picks though, so. And then boom, 2 picks there, so both the healers are dead now, and still with 2 ults remaining. Grav comes out from Forsaken, is able to find 3, but nobody's there to capitalize, and now Bewitched with still 2 ults to use. Now it comes out on the Ryan, and now with Forsaken a little staggered, I don't know if they're going to be able to take this point back. They're able to find the pick on Junk. Shatter is able to find 2 people, but the Grav comes out and is able to get 3, and now it looks like it's going to clean them up, but they do get 3 picks there all of a sudden. So Forsaken looking to have some hope now, and they're actually going to be able to win this with those 3 picks there. Tiger is coming out from spawn, but it was not needed as they got those 3 picks. They are able to take this back, barely. So now getting into the 80% mark. With, they do have dragons, and they are coming close to Grav and Valkyrie, but Bewitched does have Valkyrie and Blizzard and Shatter, so both teams with basically 3 ults. Now with Ryan looking to just sit on the bottom there for some reason. Blizzard comes out, is able to pick off the Zarya as she gets frozen. Valkyrie is up too. And we do have the Ryan. Loose connection, it seems like. Must have lagged out, so I will pause it here. We'll try and get him back, but the 2 early picks from Bewitched as Forsaken didn't have the Ryan. Even if he is able to get back, it does look like Forsaken will, or Bewitched will take this second round. It does look like, I think that was him. Yeah, it is. So yeah, he is in, it looks like, so I believe we are able to start this again. Looks like Forsaken is ready now. Alright, so yeah, it looks, I believe both teams are ready, but yeah, but Bewitched here with 2 picks, and even with that Ryan trying to get back, they do get the res, and the Graph comes out, is able to find 2 there. Dragons is able to find the pick on the Ana though, and then is able to get the pick on Zarya, but res comes out on the Ana and able to find the Hanzo now. So now fire could be uncontested. Ball is able to get the point pretty quickly, but the barrage comes out, is able to find 4 people. A massive barrage there, so now Bewitched not gonna be able to get back there in any time, and yeah, Forsaken is, or sorry, Forsaken not able to get back in any time, and Bewitched is gonna take this second round. The massive barrage there coming out from Farah.
Ready for battle.
So Forsaken will switch over to a hit scan and go over, I was about to say over to a dive comp, as they did have that ball, but they do switch the ball over back to Orion. They do have a Winston now instead of a Zarya though, but now we have Bewitched going over to Reaper, and seems like they are playing sort of a dive comp, but don't know how that worked out with the McCree playing with two divey tanks. They do switch off the Pharah, luckily for them, but with the early pick, Catfish is able to find the early pick on Skylar though. So very early pick, and now the tanks are going to dive in. Is able to find the pick on Mercy now too, and on Ana, so looks like they will take this first fight, but once it does get picked off, but they still do have a couple of picks, but now with D.Va going to get picked off here too now. Forsaken does have both their tanks down now, so if Bewitched can group up early, they can take this point back pretty quickly as long as the tanks don't get back fast, but they're still trying to group up. But Catfish with the pick on Zarya, so that will hold them there. Unless they're able to get that res off, but they should be able to. They do, but Catfish now with the pick on McCree now though. So even with that res, they still are down one person. The tanks are back. They do switch to Winston over to a Zarya. But that Reaper would be most likely countering that Winston, so I would say it's a pretty decent switch. Tyre comes out. They are able to get the pick on Ryan though. And then Tyre finds Reaper, so now Forsaken already at the halfway mark at 50%. And then Catfish finds a pick on Reaper or McCree again. Third time now in the single round, so maybe a DPS difference between the McCrees, but now with Bewitched trying to group up now, they are coming up with a lot of ults right now. They have both support ults now up. They do not know the Ryan. They still do have a lot of ults coming. Only Forsaken really with High Noon. And now both teams getting two picks there. But then Catfish with the pick on McCree pops the High Noon. Is able to find Ana, and now at the 90% mark, they're going to be having to get back to point very quickly, but are they going to be able to touch point now? 96%, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch. 99, and yeah, Forsaken's going to roll them this round, and they're going to take this first map 2-1. Big barrage here, which got Bewitched the round dub right there. Yeah, the 4-man barrage. But they still did lose the third round though, so I saw seemed like a big difference that third round when they switched over to the more divey tanks to start. Don't think Bewitched was expecting that. Especially being tier 4, like Traxing said earlier, like you tend to see a lot of tier 4 teams just run usually Ryan, as you know, being lower rank, they usually depending on team don't have enough practice run like the more meta comp. So like in higher ranks you'll see more divey comps. But yeah, big difference there in the last round, getting that 100% round win and able to take the first map.
Yo, B-Dog, what is it, is Traxing here, or is he like...
He said he'd just be right back.
Alright, okay. What do you think
map.
there? Catfish is like popping off.
Yeah, Catfish was able to pick off the enemy McCree a lot, I saw. Like he picked him off like 5 times there and never got picked off, so DPS difference?
Yeah, he didn't get
Mark?
punished or anything at all.
Yeah, he didn't really get punched at all too, but so EU servers you said?
Yeah, EU servers now, that's okay. I'm gonna go, who's he?
That's Netherlands, right?
Yeah, Netherlands,
That's
that's
true.
right, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna make you leader of group, so like if anyone joins, you can just kick them out or whatever. And then I'll come back
Right.
and check in how everything is every round, okay?
I bet.
Alright, I'll be back later, okay?
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Switch north with red. Alright, we will have a switch from Bewitched. Swap to spectator. Welcome back.
Yo, don't remove, Gio, Alexander,
Yeah,
he's chill.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so now we're just waiting for both teams to get ready. We have Forsaken ready. We just need to wait on Bewitched now. Just check the comments real quick, you never know. Red is Bewitched, yes. Oh wait, Red is Bewitched? Wait, yeah, no, Red is Bewitched, sorry. Which team switch? Yeah, sorry, that's, my fault. I got a little confused, that stat. Not knowing which team is which, but I figured it out, luckily. Alright, so both teams are now ready. We are heading over to Numbani next map with Forsaken up 1-0 with the 2-1 win on Oasis.
Initiating match.
We are on EU servers now, so it should favor Bewitched here, as I believe they are the EU team here.
Ready for battle.
So Forsaken here on the defense first. They will be playing the double shield with the Avisa Sigma and Torb Genji. So it's guess not an unusual comp you'd see run, but usually I do not see a lot of Avisa Sigma ran. I usually do see a decent amount of, if you're seeing double shield, usually I do see a lot of Ryan Sigma usually, but Sigma Avisa could work too as long as they do play it correctly. You do have the Sigma on high ground and everyone else on low ground, and the Torb on opposite high ground too. But I'm guessing Sigma just gonna drop down to try and get some alt charge. Looks like Bewitched will be running the Echo Junk and then the Ryan Zaya again. It does look like they will try and go up top, and Junk gets the quick pick on Genji though. They are gonna be able to res that, but now with the one pick there, Bewitched is able to push up a little bit. Sigma does decide to drop down. Torb does get the pick on Junk though. They do have that Mercy though, so they are gonna try and res that. Turret finally gets down, so now they're able to res it. It's now still a 6v6 here. And Junk gets the pick on Mercy now, so the healer down, Bewitched will push up. They already have Coalescence charge. Coalescence comes out, finds the other healer, and then finds the Genji. So Forsaken, both healers down, now finds the Orisa, so a 3k Coalescence there. Torb just going on point, trying to contest now. But yeah, it gets taken out by the Junk, so Bewitched with that 3k Coalescence, and they are able to take this point now, start pushing the payload with 5 minutes on the clock. So a lot of time to try and get on the second checkpoint, but especially for this map, if they can get Forsaken staggered, it's pretty easy to take this second point. But Forsaken only with 4 people in the front line currently though. Sigma coming back and Torb coming back behind him. Sigma is able to get back, and Torb looks like he will set up on the high ground again. Flux comes out, is able to find the Moira, but she fades out and the Vine gets hit, but he does not die. Duplicate comes out, he decides to duplicate Sigma. Junk now on high ground. He does have Tire though, so he most likely use Tire here. He does. Flux is not able to get off. Tire gets destroyed by Mercy, and Torb's able to get the pick now on Echo. Now with Molten Core now coming out, and also Valkyrie now with the pick on McCree now. But then Forsaken gets a pick on Junk, so Forsaken will take this. Zaya trying to get back, but I think Zaya is able to get back, does not get staggered luckily. Now Forsaken with the Beat and Bongo, but Bewitched does have both tank ults and both support ults, so with the ult advantage here, but Forsaken is coming decently close to High Noon and Flux, so not too far away. Both teams almost with the same amount of ults, as long as they can get those 2 other ults from Forsaken. The grab comes out. He's able to get 3, but only he's able to finish the kill on Mercy. Flux comes out and Duplicate comes out again. Now with Coalescence, so a lot of ults coming out here this fight. Duplicate does get killed, but now with the focusing beams, able to find 2 picks on the Orisa and Lucio. So Forsaken now forced to back up with 2 more picks on Sigma and Torb. Now even with the pick on Echo, they are able to res that, and they will take this to the second checkpoint. And now with little under 4 minutes on the clock, so still lots of time to push us to the end. Junk does have Tire, and it looks like he's gonna try and flank behind, it looks like, for the Tire. They do not have Beat to counter it, so can pull off a big Tire. He's able to get the pick on the trying to flank McCree, probably for the high noon. Now Junk going behind, pops the Tire and gets 2 there, gets the Sigma and Ash. Not sure how he didn't die there. He went literally just behind the whole team. Valkyrie comes out from Forsaken, but Orisa does die to the Echo. So now Hanun comes out, but always gets booped in the air and able to find the Echo and Mercy now. It's 2 big picks there. So they no longer have res, and that Echo with Duplicate. So that's big ult getting lost. Hammer does come out and is able to get 3. They are able to finish a kill on Ash and Sigma, but now with that Shatter, they finished the pick now on Lucio and Orisa and are able to get it to the end with 2 minutes 51 seconds left. So pretty decent time bank there for Bewitched. Definitely could have been better, but I wouldn't be too mad at that. It's pretty decent time.
Ready for battle.
So now on defense from Bewitched, they will run that Echo, most likely with a Mercy Pocket, I would think. As long as other support preferably goes a main healer, but they will run the Sigma Orisa like Forsaken ran, but they will have a BAP with that comp instead of a Mercy Lucio. Do have a Junk though, so most likely would hold up top, I would guess, but looks like from what I can see, Forsaken's gonna try and run sort of a dive comp, and most likely have the Widow come from the side with everyone focusing on the tanks, but see what they try to do. Looks like they're gonna try and go down main. Immortality comes out already, so it's a big cooldown. They're lost. All goes on point, gets power drive, but he's not able to get anyone there. But Junk able to find 2 picks from the on the Junk and BAP, so now Forsaken forced to back up.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
And yeah, Bewitched able to get 2 picks there, and they use Duplicate. Duplicate does get killed, but still with those 2 picks, Duplicate maybe wasn't needed. But Forsaken now with 70% or more to 5 ults now. He's coming up with a lot of ults, but Bewitched not too far away from a lot of ults too. They do have Tire and Flux now and can get the support ults pretty quickly. Task Force able to get that pick on Winston. So Task Force getting a lot of picks here. well on defense.
Focus my target.
And then ball gets picked off. So something definitely not working. They are Forsaken is running now the double sniper, probably to deal with that echo. So does seem like they're having a lot of troubles with that echo, but honestly in my opinion I think they should probably switch off the more divey tanks. Honestly, I think they should probably go over to Orion as ball gets picked off there. So yeah, I do really think they should switch off that ball and Winston, as doesn't seem like they're really coordinating to dive a single target and get a pick. Echo gets the pick on Widow there. Does seem like Ball's kind of just doing his own thing and Winston is trying to dive in, but if they could coordinate the dives, the tanks could coordinate their dives, it could work, but from what I can see, it doesn't seem to be working at all. But now both teams with a lot of ults here. Bewitched has all 6 of their ults, and Forsaken has 4.
Circuits engaged.
Mines comes out on point with Valkyrie, and now an Angry Monkey on point, but Duplicate comes out. Junk is able to get the pick on Widow, and Task Force just getting a whole bunch of picks this round. Flux comes out, and Bongo comes out now. So now 3 more ults coming out from Bewitched, and Echo now with the 2 picks on Ball and Ash. Rez will come out on point, but
30 seconds.
still think they'll die. Monkey probably just jumped off the map trying to reset, but they did use a lot of ults that fight. They used 4 ults from Bewitched, and all ults were used from Forsaken, but now Forsaken with no ults, and they still have that tire and window from Bewitched. They do have to touch point. It looks like Junk will most likely go and touch point. And the pick on Lucio trying to go touch point, but he isn't able to get there, it seems like. And yeah, Bewitched will win this 3-0. So Bewitched with a, seems like a pretty easy map for them to win there with a really good defense. Yeah, this Moya Coalescence that they had on attack. Most likely this 3-man, yeah.
Surrender to my will.
Yes, Coalescence came out, and yeah, I was able to get 3 people here. A big Coalescence here. So from what I saw there on the defense, where Bewitched was on defense, definitely think Forsaken should have run that dive comp. I don't think it was working at all. Didn't seem like they were able to get like any picks, at least from the tanks I saw. Maybe if Ball and Winston were able to communicate more and dive in at the same time, I definitely think it could have done better. But it looked like Ball was more just doing his own thing while Winston was trying to dive in on the Orisa and BAP and the people there, but it definitely didn't seem like it was working at all, so I don't think they should have run that, and I think that's the reason they weren't able to get the first point, but it does happen. So now we will switch over back to NA servers, so it will favor Forsaken here, so hopefully now with it tied up 1-1, hopefully they are able to take the second map, or a third map, but we'll see what happened. The next map, let me just check real quick, because I gotta change the map. The next map will be Temple of Anubis, so 2 CP. I do think both teams will definitely run the Junk. Especially Task Force down on defense. It seemed like he was getting a lot of picks there at the end. On that defense. Definitely doing good there. But we will see what will happen. Oops, that's not Temple, that's Sky. So we'll see if we'll have any swaps here. So we will have a switch here coming from Bewitched. Switch off. Honestly, I'm not even gonna attempt to say this dude's name, but switch off for Flamarev. Only. There we go. And we'll have no swaps from Forsaken here, so.
Yo, B-Dog, I gotta go and get the lobby up for the next game. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, for the Kyle-Freeze game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you have to go, don't you?
Here, I'll see. I'll ask if I'll see if
It's
they have
only
enough people, but
preseason.
I mean, I
So,
don't, well, true, it's only preseason, so it's not super
sorry, mate. Like,
necessary, but
yeah, so like you could just if they let you, I guess you could say that. I'll be back in. Oh, you. 1 second. I need DM you something later. Okay, I'm gonna go set up the other lobby. Okay.
yeah. Alright, so now both teams ready. So it is tied up 1-1 Forsaken versus Bewitched. We had the Oasis, Oasis Forsaken won that 2-1, and then last that Numbani won it 3-0. The very good defense there, but now Temple will have Forsaken defending first, so we'll see if they're able to defend this to the first point, or if they're hopefully gonna not get rolled. But with the Numbani defense, which did do pretty decent on them, but see if they decide to switch it up. They will run the, looks like they're running the pharmacy with the junk, so really high damage comp it looks like. The Ryan Ball, not something you see usually, but hopefully Ball just, looks like just gonna go on the back line, just cause a lot of chaos there, but see how that decides to work out. Looks like which will run a Ryan Hog, the Genji Ana, so most likely going for the Nano Blade there. Get the alt combos. And they also decided to run the Farah. I was gonna expect a Mercy coming out from Bewitched to run the Pharmacy, but I guess not. And they'll be running the BAP on attack. So we'll see how this decides to work out, because we got a Pharmacy on defense, but just a Farah on offense. So Hog just going on the right, just by himself though. I'm not really sure what's happening here, and yeah, he basically just feeds there. Not sure what was trying to happen there. He just goes right side by himself, and the rest of his team wasn't pushing up, so not really sure what was happened there. Maybe communication got screwed up a little bit. But yeah, that pick there. So now just looks like just DPS and okay, no, it's about to someone just leave. It's DPS just gunning their ults, but Forsaken does get the pick on the Pharah. But now Bewitched will try and push the left side. And Genji does get killed. Now Pharah coming back, going behind Forsaken. Able to get a whole bunch of shots in. Getting very close to Barrage here though. But Forsaken does have the tire and the beat, and now the shatter too. He does get the pick on Lucio, but is able to get res. They do pop beat. Junk does get killed, but then Ball gets the pick on Pharah. So now with it being like a 4v4, it looks like actually. No, 4v5, which will seem to try and win this. They do have the spawn advantage, so we'll get back way quicker. Hog looking for the hook. Does not connect it. Shadow comes out, is able to find 4, I believe. Barrage comes out from behind, is able to find the Lucio, but Forsaken does get 3 picks there. Both supports for Bewitched are dead. But Hog gets 2 picks there with the Genji pick too on Pharah, and the Witch is actually going to turn this around. It's really favoring Forsaken. Junk does get the pick on Hog there, but Bewitched does have the ult Bewitched does have the ult advantage and the spawn advantage. Barrage comes out, is able to find 2, but does get picked in the process. But now with 3 on point though. But Forsaken trying to come back. They will get the res off. Whole Hog comes out. But now with both healers dead again, Barrage does come out. Won't find anyone. But now Baldur's trying to stall, but yeah, with 5 people there now on point. 6 actually, but yeah, 6 people there. It's now they're really just feeding. So Bewitched able to take that first point. They do have 4 ults here. So the big ult advantage, as it looks like, yeah, both Forsaken's ults, or Forsaken supports did just switch, so now they have 0, like, we're at 0% ult charge. Of course, they're getting their ult now, but now it just seems they are trading picks here, both teams. But which still does have the big ult advantage, now getting close to Barrage, so with 5 ults and Forsaken only really close to Mines from Wrecking Ball. Don't think they realize how little ults Forsaken has. They do have Mines now, are getting close to Shadow, but which still with those 5 ults. Nano Blade does come out here, able to get the Lucio. Barrage comes out, finds 2, and now Shadow comes out too, and now 5 picks there, and Mines does come out on point. They are able to get 2 ticks though now, and now with them all there though, now they're very staggered. They don't have any ults, so Shadow does come out, is able to get 2, but they are not able to capitalize on it and get any picks from it. Still, Forsaken not able to get any picks still, but near teamed with any ults, but yeah, it being a 6v0 with just staggered people, it does seem like they will take this, and McCree gets charged off point, and yeah, but which will take this with a tiny bit under 2 minutes left in time bank, so not too bad for each team, but definitely could have been worse, but I don't think both teams are mad with that at all. Alright, so I apparently do have a game right now. I should be at, but I have to cast this game, so I can't really make it. But oh well, I guess. Jackson had something come up, so I will be solo casting, I believe, the rest of this game. But now with Bewitched on defense, they will be running the Ash Junk and double shield, so not too bad of a comp, as long as they play it correctly. And Forsaken not going to try and run that dive like they have been running on the attack like they did last map, and the one time they did it on Oasis, that one round. They do decide to go left side, but both teams do have junk though, so see how that decides to go. Now with the early pick on the Ryan now, and then now just a whole bunch of cleanup now as 3 more people die, the both supports and the McCree. Ash does get the pick on junk, but was pushed up way too much, and does get picked off by the junk right before she died. Now with one pick, Forsaken does seem like they'll try and push up on this, as Bewitched doesn't have a mercy to res it. So now got Vine going on high ground. Looks like McCree will try and follow him with the rest of the people going down main. They will back up to point, but Bewitched will back up to point, but Bewitched does have Shatter and Tire, and Forsaken no ults. Junk does get the pick on Catfish though, so Forsaken down a player. They will seem to not back up and still trying to win this fight. It is a 5v6. They do have ult advantage. Tire comes out, but with immortality there, but gets behind the Ryan shields, able to get the BAP and Ryan now. But Bewitched able to get the pick on both of Forsaken's supports, but now Catfish and the Junk able to get 2 picks there, and so a little trade at the end there, but Forsaken looks like they will take this. They do realize the Junk is on high ground, but it looks like he will not die. He'll just try and get back. Start to feed, but now 5 minutes, so Forsaken with a really good time bank than what they have been getting. Which does have almost every single ult now coming up. Very close to Bob and very close to Flux, so they almost do have 6 ults. Looks like Task Force will just try and stay on this right side, wait for them to push up, and then pop Tire, which is exactly what's happening. Tire comes out, able to get the Valkyrie Mercy, but the grab is big. It is able to find 3 immortality there though, but now with both teams getting 2 picks there. Beat does come out, Catfish does get picked, but they do nano the Ryan now. Forsaken on point, but problem is the down a lot of people now, and the Ryan now just killing everyone else left, and Forsaken not able to get any of that, but Bewitched only having to use 3 ults there. They still do have 3 ults, so still with the ult advantage. Forsaken only having 1 ult, getting close to Tire and with Shadow, but for now Bewitched does have the ult advantage. You have the Junk sitting on high ground on top of Forsaken. Ryan charges in, it looks like, and gets picked there. High Noon comes over from the right side, and Catfish able to get the pick on Anna, but gets picked off by the BAP. Bob's still out there to fund a choke, and which only using 1 ult there, and looks like they're still going to be able to hold this. Looks like Forsaken now, they do switch over to the Genji now, but they do have now Shatter and Tire up. Task Force able to get the pick on Mercy though, so Forsaken is down a healer. They still do decide to try and push up on this. Ryan does get picked, they still do use the Tire. Is able to get 2, is able to find both of their supports. So now with Bewitched down both their supports, they do pop Flux to try and save this. And then Tire, and then the Flux and Tire there, 3k Tire, a massive Tire there. So Bewitched not gonna lose this point quite yet, and Forsaken forced to back up now. Good start there, even though they lost a couple people. They were able to get that couple of picks, but then that 3k tire there really saved Bewitched there. So a good tire coming out from Task Force. So Window and Window comes out from Bewitched, and Tire or B comes out from Forsaken. Both shadows comes out. Forsaken shadow gets blocked, and then the Nano shadow comes out from Bewitched and connects, and now Bewitched now just gets a couple of picks there, and is now just gonna clean up. Forsaken does switch the Ryan over to a ball, so see how this starts to work out with the comp that Bewitched is running with a Junk and McCree there, so it's gonna be able to get a lot of free damage in, most likely is what I think, but we'll see. Not really able to push up much, or else they'll get shredded down, so gotta have to see what they decide to do here. I'd say they probably go right side, honestly. Probably work best, but oh, I just realized they do have that Symmetra, actually. Never realized that. They teleport to point, but oh, my bad. Sorry, shit. Why am I in party chat? I don't know why I'm in party chat. I gotta leave anyways, because I should be in game chat, but my bad. I don't know what just happened. I don't know why it kicked me into party chat. I'm in game chat. Actually, everyone in the group left. That's why. Yeah, Traxing left. I guess his PS4 must have shut off, but anyways, Bewitched there with the team kill, and Bewitched now with both the support alts coming up soon, and still with the Tire and Flux there. For a second, we're still trying to run the sim. They are able to get the pick on the McCree, but still with a lot of alts from Bewitched still. The Tire able to find 2, and the Nano Ryan is able to get 2 more, so now Forsaken really staggered, and it's gonna be a team kill there, and yeah, Forsaken is not gonna be able to get the second point, but we're just gonna win the second map on Temple. So pretty good defense there by Bewitched. Definitely think Task Force was getting some big tires there, especially at triple tire that one fight. So definitely helped, and yeah, right at the end here, the Nano Ryan definitely coming in clutch there, especially with the double tire too, and yeah, very good hold by Bewitched, and now Bewitched, after losing the first map, will go and win the next 2, so now they're up 2-1. Task Force with a 31 player kill streak, a big kill streak there, so just shows how much work Task Force was putting in. Definitely on my mind for MVP possibly, but we will see what happens in this possibly last map. Just now. For which, yeah, winning 2-1. Next map will be Rialto, an escort map. So, Rialto, not too bad of a map again for a Junk, so I wouldn't be shocked if Task Force will decide to keep that Junk. Definitely did good on Temple there. Temple is a pretty good map, though, for Junk. But Bewitched now on EU servers, so they do have the server advantage here. So we will see what happens here. Ask for any swaps. Honestly, wouldn't be shocked if there isn't any, at least from Bewitched. Forsaken, I don't believe, has any subs. But it says we are working on switching. So maybe they will try and get some subs in here. But we'll see what will happen. So now with Rialto as our next map. see what Bewitched wants to do here, but honestly don't think they should have any switches. That did work out pretty well for them. But yeah, they will think about if they want any switches right now, so we just have to currently wait on them. So yeah, they will have a switch. They will switch Tensinus. I'll just say that, I guess. One that supports, I believe, for this Peach person again. So not yet ready. Just trying to still probably figure out some subs. It seems like. So we will have a switch. We'll switch. Who is it? So we'll switch north with Skylar. Don't know who that is. So red team, and then Skylar is spectator only. I guess for some reason they want me to kick this dude. I don't know why, but I guess I will. Maybe just I don't know, fix something. I guess it's what the captain said, so I guess I'm just gonna listen to them. Inform them that they do need a person now. Catfish, you do not need to say kick them. Green high. Score is 2-1. Bewitched. Yeah, Bewitched is winning 2-1. They lost Oasis 2-1, and then beat Forsaken on Numbani 3-0, and then Temple 2-1. Put in Angel. Who's Angel? Time out. Who's Angel? Oh, Saltably too. Alright. Catfish, just so you know, you don't need you can just type in you can just type in the Discord, you know, you don't need to type in the comments, like. Alright, so both teams are ready now. Wait, wait, I gotta figure out this. One second. Alright, well, I don't know who these two people are. I guess they never really specified, so I'm just gonna kick them. Nobody really said anything about them, so. We'll be signing this possibly last map now. Which winning 2-1, so you just gotta win this. We will have Forsaken on defense first, I believe, if I'm correct. Should be though. Yep. Not enough players. Why is it saying not enough players? Okay, never mind. So let's say.
incoming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know who this is. Anyway, so defense here. Forsaken will be running a Hanzo Junk with the ball again. Put up with the Ryan. So seeing that be run, Hog will come from behind though. Gets an early pick on Ana. So big hook there. So now when the healer's down, it's only a Lucio left. Forsaken is gonna have to play a little bit more passive with only a Lucio on heals. Catfish is able to get the pick on Hog though, but then Genji gets a pick on Angel, so a little bit of a trade there between tanks and Immortality. Somehow on the side of the building, don't understand that, but Ball dives the Widow and is able to get the pick on the Widow. But Genji is able to find the pick on Junk now, so not too DPS dead for both teams. They are able to get the res on the Widow though, so now Bewitched up a couple of people now with the Hog back. So Widow is sitting back. Dragons comes out, splits 9 from the rest of his team, and Angel tries to get the pick on the Ryan, isn't able to find it, but Catfish is able to get the pick on it. And Catfish now with the Dragons able to find the pick on the Ana, and then does get the pick on the Ryan. So Forsaken able to stop Bewitched there, but Bewitched now does have 4 ults and 80 to Ryan and 90, almost 90 to Valkyrie too. So Bewitched with a lot of ults here, especially with that Nano Blade too. They can pop, which I think they try and did that, but I think they actually nanoed the Ryan. But yeah, Genji isn't able to find anyone with that blade, and the Nano doesn't really do much, but the Shatter does come out, is able to shatter like 3 of them, but is only able to finish off 2 of them. Tiger does come out though and is able to get the pick on the Ryan and Ana, and Catfish then finishes off the kill on the Hog, and Forsaken will keep holding this now. Oh, I guess that person's bit too. They do just finally decide to switch off the Widow. Don't really think that was working much. Didn't really see any picks from the Widow, honestly, but I could have just not seen it. Junk does get the early pick on the Lucio, though. Mine comes out on point, though, to try and stall them for Lucio to get back. But Bat does get the pick on Junk, so now both teams with 1 pick there. Junk is able to find the pick on Ryan, though. So Forsaken now getting a couple of picks here. Ryan does get res, though, so now to a 6v5 looks like, but of course Bewitched being very close to the spawn, they are able to get back very quickly. They are coming close to Nano. They do have Valkyrie. Tyre comes out from Forsaken. He's able to get the pick on the Hog. So whole Hog still hasn't been used yet. Now with both support ults up from Bewitched, and now they decide to nano the Ryan. It's a 3-man shatter, so a big shatter there. Dragons comes out, splits Misty from the rest of Bewitched, but Forsaken they're able to get 3 picks there. B comes out just in case, and now just whole Hog really. But oh, yeah, gets picked off as there's 5 people there, and Mercy's there, but can't really do much, just it being Mercy. So now Forsaken, everyone on point now, but Bewitched still gonna try and touch, but they only have Valkyrie really. They're very close to Tyre, but can't really do much, and now they're just staggering in. With all 6 there, they can't really do much. without that tire that could potentially save them, but yeah, they all just keep getting picked off, especially with that Ryan just swinging on point, and Forsaken gonna get a pretty good hold here. Only Bewitched only able to push it 50, little over 50 meters. So a very good hold by Forsaken than what we have seen. So maybe the switch of tanks and putting Angel on tank was the pick here. Maybe all they needed to possibly come back and win this, but I have seen people hold this, even though it's they only have to push it 50 meters. I've seen teams hold this here, so it is of course possible, but we will see what they decide to run. Of course, Task Force on that Junkrat, I'm not shocked about that. He has been playing pretty good on that junk. The May will come out from north, and they decide to run a Sigma Hog. So probably the Hog, mainly probably just for the quick early hook and pick, hopefully, is what I'm thinking. Try and get the early pick and force Forsaken to back up. Sigma, probably just for the little bit of shield and, you know, more of a decently high damage tank. Of course, not counting Zarya, being one of the highest, I would think. But we have Forsaken running the Widow, probably just trying to get a quick early pick. We'll see if they are able to do that, but they do run the Ryan Ball again, like they did on defense. Of course, it did work on defense. Not sure if it'll work on offense, though. Catfish does get that early pick there on that Sigma. McCree does, yeah, they did actually switch a junk to the McCree. But, yeah, good, a hit scan would also be helpful, just in case they have a fire, but which is all backing up, though, trying to get that ball. They do get the ball, but now already very close to getting it now, so they gotta go touch point. They do get the pick on, the bat, too. Widow already with, the ult. Of course, it's not gonna really be helpful, because it is Widow's ult, but it is there. The whole hog does come out. He's able to get the Lucio, so Bewitched is able to hold this, at least for now. Big pile drive there by Ball. Does almost get picked off, but Bewitched is all here now, luckily, so they are able to hold this. Junk coming from the left side, trying to get that pick on the Mercy. Is not able to get it, but does get Tire. So is now only 2% away from Tire. Most likely will get it here. He does get it. Ball now on point. 70 to Mines, too. We have Ryan coming from the left side. Tire does come out, but 2 picks there. One from either team. But Red is able to get the pick on the Hanzo, and Task Force then gets the pick on the Junk. So now they are up 2 people. They do have Mines here, though, but does get picked. Tire comes out, and then Shatter comes out. It's a 3-man Shatter, but they got lifted in the air from the Flux, so they are not able to capitalize on it, even with there only being 2 people there at the time. Of course, with the spawn advantage, everyone is able to get back much quicker than Bewitched, but Bewitched, the Hog does get the pick on the Ryan. Mines comes out, is able to find the pick on the Sigma now. So nobody on point, though, but is anyone going to be able to touch? And they see 9 there. So Forsaken now, coming back. The map 4 wins, so now it's tied up 2-2 with the C9 coming from Bewitched. So definitely a pretty good map from Forsaken, especially holding it here. And Catfish here, especially the pretty good Hanzo here on defense. So a big map here from Forsaken. Did seem like we lost someone from Forsaken, though. They do only have 5 people now, so we'll try and get them back. Yeah, they did lose somebody. I just realized, holy crap, Bewitched has a lot of subs. But anyways, now, so it is tied up 2-2 now. Where's I tagged? 1 sec. Spectator and coach for Bewitched. Oh. Now going to a map 5, which is of course a control map again, going to be Busan. What happened here, the first control map on Oasis, Forsaken did win that first map there. They took the first round but then lost it the second round, but then when they pulled out the sort of dive comp to start on the third round on Oasis, I believe it was, what was it called? Garden, I believe is what that one's called, or is it University? I'm not really sure. But they did pull out the little dive comp on the third round of Oasis, and they were able to win that first map. But see what they decide to do here on Busan. So of course we also have the map, or not map, server switch back to NA for the final map. So it is favoring Forsaken. We will have a switch here coming from Bewitched. We'll switch out north for Skylar, so they will be swapping back to what they were running. Oops, I did not mean to put north on. I meant to put a spectator, that's my bad. So we'll go spectate red only. So we need to figure out what happened with Forsaken, as they are missing someone now. So they do need someone. We'll have another switch. We'll have switching Peach with how do I say this? The Tennessee Sky, I guess I could say. Hard to say that, but Tensinus, I guess. So we will have that switch back. Seems like they'll be running the same thing they ran first and second map, I believe. So real quick here, I'm gonna check what happened with that one person that Forsaken had. Is now they only have 5 people. They don't have any subs though. I mean, they did switch up. Were able to switch in Angel, but as far as I can tell, people that are actually here sitting in the lobby, they don't have any. So not sure what's gonna happen here. If they're able to get him back, or if they're gonna have to find someone else. But we will see. This wasn't my recommended let's go we've involved. Yes, Bonk, I guess it has. Involved your mom, got him. Ooh, roasted. She has to bail out our apologies. We are getting it sorted out. So they will, I guess, the person did have to go, so they are gonna have to try and find someone else. I'm not sure who they're gonna find, but we will see. May have to forfeit this last map, which of course would suck, especially it being tied 2-2. But this is only preseason, of course, so it is not a big deal if they do have to forfeit it. But overall, a decently close map so far. Of course, they did have last map where they had Forsaken did have a very good defense, but of course they didn't have that good attack they had on Numbani, where they lost 3-0 on that map. So it's been really just like one team getting rolled, and then next thing you know, that team gets rolled, really. So they're asking how much time they have left. I'm just gonna have to check the rules real quick, honestly. But I believe they have 15 minutes, I believe. 15 minutes pause time, so I guess they would have that, because they haven't really used any pause time. They technically have, actually when they lost that one person, I'd say it was about 5 minutes. I'd say they have about 10 minutes left, I would say, especially it's already been a couple of minutes, so that seems pretty fair. So they have 10 minutes to get someone in here and to play his final map, or else they will forfeit, and Bewitched will win this game 3-2. but we will see what will happen. Of course, like I said, it is only preseason, so of course wins losses don't really matter. It's really only to see the other teams play, and of course more as a practice, sort of warm up for the next season. So yeah, we just have to wait and see what happens. But so far as I'm guessing we will be doing MVPs and stuff, honorable mentions for preseason games. Of course, it still is a game, so I guess we still would do it. But from what I can see, for Bewitched, I would say, starting with Bewitched, MVP, from what I would say so far, from what I've seen, would be Task Force, honestly. He had a very good temple map, especially with that junk, he did very good there. And, what other map was it? Let me try to remember one sec. I think, was it Numani or was it... Swap is coming. Okay, so Forsaken will get the person coming, luckily, so they will not have to forfeit it, luckily, which of course would suck. Nobody likes forfeiting. But, yeah, so far in my mind, MVP I would say for Bewitched would be Task Force. He had a very good temple map, and I believe it was on Numbani. On defense, he was getting a lot of picks there too. I believe it was him, or it could have been Red, but I'm 90% sure it was him. As for Forsaken, I believe it'd probably be not Task Force, sorry, I'm thinking Bewitched. As for Forsaken MVP, I would say probably Catfish. Catfish, or maybe the other DPS. We'll have to see how this last map is gonna turn out. They do have Lovestar back in, which was the tank for the first 3 maps. Of course, they did switch him out for the last map. Of course, it did work, as they did end up winning it, but we'll see what Lovestar will be playing. So we do have a ready from Forsaken. I'm just going to check with Bewitched right now. But yeah, I believe Catfish probably would get MVP. He's been getting a lot of picks here. A lot of picks, especially that Hanzo has been pretty decent coming from him. Overall, just been playing pretty decently, but I don't think either team has been playing too bad. Definitely some problems they could fix, I believe. Especially, for example, that Numbani attack from Forsaken. I definitely don't think they should have ran that Winston ball. I don't think there was enough communication between the two tanks. Yeah, so definitely some problems that could be fixed. Maybe lack of communication. Of course, I can't hear the comm, so of course I'm not really sure. But yeah, overall, not too bad of performance from each team. It is tied up 2-2, so obviously not 3-0, as hopefully wouldn't happen. But now coming down to this last map on Busan, I couldn't really predict who would win this map. Once again, it's been pretty close. But yeah, I'm kind of worried about what's gonna happen with Forsaken. Not really sure if Lovestar can go to another thing, or if he's a tank main. Angel didn't do too bad on the tank. Of course, it did work out for them, as they did have a very good defense. It does look like Forsaken or Lovestar can play some other roles though, so that's good. So we'll probably end up playing whatever role that they lost, I would think, or they'll switch it up to one the tank's playing the role that they lost, which I believe was support, if I'm correct, as we had Angel on tank and Catfish and Hacksroom, I believe, is how you'd say that on DPS. So I'm still trying to figure out if Bewitched is ready. Still kind of haven't gotten an answer yet, but still I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, I have gotten confirmation. They are ready now, luckily. So, final map now, tied up 2-2. So, we'll see what will happen here. Busan, of course, being one of those maps where it's like, of course, not a lot of people like it. Honestly, generally, I hate this map. I don't usually tend to do too bad on it, but overall, it's just not too bad of a map, but I generally don't like it. Especially, like, for example, this one. Honestly, don't remember what, this is downtown, I believe is what this is called. Especially with this wide open, like, sort of area here. Especially good for a Widow, like, sitting up here on the opposite high ground. Of course, it does have its flaws, as you can't really see on the point if you're sitting up here, but we'll see if, your team decides on a sniper. I'm not really sure, though. So far, just starting off, we have Catfish on the Widow, so maybe they will run the sniper, but they are deciding to run a Symmetra, though. So, something you usually don't see a lot, especially on, control maps, depending on which one it is, of course. But, of course, Busan on, the one with the bell, of course, you could see, Symmetra run, especially, to help if a ball is spinning to win. But we'll see. We have Soldier Genji from Bewitched, and then we have a Widow Symmetra coming from Forsaken. So we'll see what will happen here. Looks like Soldier will try and go on the right side and get some damage in there. But he does get the pick on the Widow from Catfish. Symmetra is able to set up her turrets on point. So Forsaken now set up on point. Catfish will switch from the Widow over to the Genji now. But let's see. A little split, it looks like. Ana is able to sleep the Genji behind. Scout does get the pick on Zaya. Does try and go back to his team, but does get picked. But then the rest of Bewitched just pushes up on them. Gets those turrets down, pushes up, is able to get like 4 picks in. He's actually able to take this first point, even though Forsaken was set up on point before them. Of course, it can happen, but so far not too bad of a first fight. Teleport is set up on high ground, so they do still stick with the Symmetra. Ryan charges into point. He's not basically feeding, it seems like. He most likely will get picked here, I believe, and yeah, he does get picked. Definitely don't think he should have charged in there. Catfish does get the pick on Soldier, so that is a pick for them. Of course, neither team running a Mercy here, so of course not able to res that. Lucio does get the pick on Zarya, but then 2 picks from Bewitched on the Lucio and Symmetra. So it does seem like Bewitched will be able to keep holding this. Now coming up to the halfway mark. They are coming up. Bewitched is coming up to Nano Blade. Forsaken is getting there too. Of course, that's if they want to run Nano Blade. Sometimes teams do not do that. Anti comes out. Is able to anti the Ryan. He is half HP. Both shatters come out. Both shatters do get blocked. Nano Blade comes out from Bewitched and is able to get 2 picks there. Soldier gets a pick on Ryan too. And Task Force there with the 3k Nano Blade. So good blade there. Now at the almost 80% mark. So this is coming into last fight, I would believe. Just have to group up a little bit. So most likely last fight here. They still do have the Grav Coalescence from Bewitched, but Forsaken does have the Nano Blade. They do decide to go far side. And here's Nano Blade coming out. Is able to find the Moira. But is only able to find the Moira though. So only able to get 1 pick from that Nano Blade, and Bewitched able to get 3 picks here. Both tanks and the Ana are dead now. And then Catfish does get killed. Junk is able to find the pick on Soldier, but now with it being a 2v4, I didn't think they would win that, and they will not. And Bewitched will take this first round 100-0%. So a good job there from Bewitched. Good Nano Blade there, that 3k Nano Blade coming from Task Force. So good job there. So now coming on to Mecha Base. We'll see what is decided to be run here. I wouldn't be shocked if they decide to stick with the Junkrat, especially holding up top from Forsaken. Task Force does seem to stick to that Genji. Did not do too bad on the Genji, so that's not shocking either. So both teams still stick with that like Ana Genji, so for the alt combo for the Nano Blade. Both teams also still running that Ryan Zarya, but we will have an Echo come out from Bewitched. And then from Forsaken we have that Junk. They do decide to go actually opposite side over towards this bridge type thing. Honestly, now was I was expecting. I thought they would go on high ground, especially with that Junkrat being sort of close quarters. Junk does get picked there by Genji. And we have a sort of a Genji 1v1, but Echo tries and goes and helps their Genji. Catfish does get killed there, but Forsaken is able to capture the point still. But now down their Genji though, and the Junk still coming back from spawn. They are going to push up it being a 4v6, and yeah, they will take this and flip it around. It was a 4v6, so that isn't too shocking, honestly. And yeah, Ana will just jump off to reset with the rest of the team instead of feeding. So certainly okay first couple of fights, I guess. Catfish is able to get the pick on Skylar, though. So it's a very early pick there. But a big anti-nade is able to get 4. So Task Force is going to capitalize on that. Is able to get the pick on Lucio. They still will decide to push up with 5 people still up. Forsaken is able to get 2 point. They are able to get the pick on the Ryan. But now it seems like everyone on Bewitched is sort of split up. We have the Zarya just sitting on high ground, like everyone else is kind of on point with the Moya sort of in the back. So Catfish is able to just finish off everyone's split, especially with that no shield tank. So Catfish with the hit scan able to finish off most of the people, and Forsaken will take this back. So we have Echo sort of on the left side, split from the rest of their team. Does seem like he will try and come back. Does decide to duplicate the Junkrat, but does get killed pretty quickly. Task Force does get the pick on Echo though. So now with both teams have Nano, but of course Forsaken did switch off the Genji, but Bewitched does have the Nano Blade available. They do decide to Nano the Echo, but now both teams gain 2 picks there. But then Bewitched is able to get 3 more. And Task Force with the triple just from the blade. So a good blade coming out there from Task Force. Another triple. It's now happened twice this game. So of course Bewitched will take this back. Both teams now coming up to 60% mark. Now both teams just on top basically. But it looks like Forsaken may try and push the point, I would think. Or they will push up possibly towards the enemy. Both teams with a decent amount of ults. Forsaken does have 5 ults. They did just pop Beat now, and they just pop Nano, and now High Noon. Bewitched does have 4 ults to use here though. The High Noon is able to find the Zarya though, and Bewitched will not try and contest that. They did get 83%, so it's not too bad. It's when one find they will get decently there. Shatter comes out, is not able to find anyone. Shock that did not hit the Junk. Shatter also comes out from Angel, is able to get 2, is able to pin the Moira, and then finish a kill on Junk. So now Forsaken will end up winning this fight. It's now coming into last fight territory. So Bewitched now gonna have to group up. They still have Grav and Coalescence to use. Now at the 95%, and Coalescence and Grav will come out. Grav comes out, is only able to find the Ryan. Coalescence is able to find the pick on the McCree, and then everyone else is able to get picks, and the Echo there is able to find 2 more picks there, and Skylar accidentally, I would believe, accidentally jumps off the map. Don't think that would be on purpose. Now at the 90% mark, so Forsaken's gonna have to touch here though. I wouldn't be shocked. Monkey's probably gonna be able to touch here possibly, and yeah, he does, of course. But now with them all split up, Tire is used from Forsaken. He's able to get 2 picks though, so Forsaken with the big picks there. Of course, Skylar does get the pick on the junk as he's still stuck in the animation, but almost C9's there. Catfish does get the pick on Echo, and then Proto gets the pick on the Moira, and just a little bit of training there, but the first 3 picks there from Forsaken, they are able to cap this barely. So a decent second round coming from Forsaken. It's gonna come down to the final round on who will win this game. So of course it being tied 2-2, and now it's tied on boost on 1-1. So whoever takes this will win this match. So not too bad of a second round coming from Forsaken. Definitely think that switch on the McCree did definitely help a lot. Catfish, of course, getting those decent amount of picks there. Skylar will decide to switch to the Tracer. So someone we have not seen played all game. We'll see how this decides to work out. They do have the McCree, so just have to be mindful of that flashbang. So now we have Bewitched going on the sort of high ground, I guess. But Proto tries and jumps in, but gets pinned and gets finished off by Task Force. So now they will push up, it being a 5v6. Tracer, of course, behind. Flashbang misses, but Task Force gets the pick on Angel while he's turned around, and then hacks him, and Catfish gets picked off without anyone else there. And yeah, but Richard's gonna take this first fight, but we just had somebody, I would imagine, DC. So I do pause it here. I believe it's the same person as the one time we had on the second map, so we just have to wait for them to get back. So yeah, we are trying to figure out what happened to this man. I'm guessing he just disconnected. Wi-Fi must be acting up, I would guess. So we are trying to get him back. I probably just have to restart his game, I would believe, and probably should get back. Oh, sorry, we have to deal with this annoying sort of buzzing noise, but yeah, it's got. Alright, I'm just gonna unpause it for 1 second so we don't have to hear this annoying noise because nobody else wants to hear it. There. So now we don't have to hear that noise because nobody else wants to hear it. Luckily, my team, Cairo Freeze, is winning 2-0 right now. So I guess they didn't need me there. I do believe he is back now, luckily. Yeah, he did just get back. A DC players joined back. Yes, I do see that. So I'm just gonna check now if they are ready. So we can unpause this. We have Forsaken ready, so we just gotta wait on Bewitched. So from here, Bewitched did capture this point. Of course, they got that early pick on Proto, their Winston. He did dive in, but then got pinned. Unlucky. But, Skylar coming close to, Tracer Bomb. And then they also are halfway to Nano, Shatter, High Noon, and about 60% to, Coalescence. So they will get Coalescence and Nano probably pretty quickly, probably within the next fight and a half, I would say. On the other hand, we have 3 people from Forsaken 48% to the ult. It's pretty weird. So yeah, both teams are now ready, so we'll start it up. So yeah, about both teams have about like 3 or 4 ults, 50%, on their way to getting it. So yeah, so we had Lovestar coming back. He's actually, I just realized, he is playing the support. So he does go to the Honor. Somehow already has 7% ult. Probably just healed from spawn, I would guess. But anyways, so we have Forsaken trying to go in from the right side. Proto dives in, does get killed again though. So Monkey doesn't seem to be working here. And then Skiller with the Tracer Bomb on the junk gets the pick there. Catfish does get the pick on the anti-Ryan though, but then Task Force finishes off Catfish. Lovestar then just gets picked off there, so looks like Bewitched will most likely keep holding this. Beak does come out from Forsaken. Angels does get killed from Task Force. Skiller getting close to a Tracer Bomb. Forsaken is able to cap this though. So a little bit of a C9 there from Bewitched. But then Bewitched gets 3 picks there. So yeah, they will take this back. Bewitched with almost every single ult now they have. Just need to get grabbed. They'll have 6 ults. Forsaken getting close to Nano, and they have High Noon, Shadow, and Tire. So them getting close to 4 ults. So Bewitched with the ult advantage, having 2 more ults than Forsaken. Tire does come out from the junk from Forsaken. Isn't able to get anyone. Coalescence and Shadow come out now. They are able to get 2 picks there. Proto does get killed on the Zarya. He did switch off of that Winston. As I was saying, I didn't think that was working, so that is a good call, I would say. They nano the Ryan here. Shadow comes out, he gets boofed in the air, isn't able to find anyone with it though. He's able to charge the enemy Ryan, but he's now, so he will survive that. Skiller is able to get the pick on the Catfish, but Angels there gets the pick on Honor, so Forsaken will keep holding this point. Bewitched now, only with like 2 ults there, they weren't able to get anything with that Nano Shatter, really. Yeah, they do only have 2 ults, and now we have Forsaken now with the High Noon and coming close to the Beat and the Tire. Angels does get the pick on Skiller though, so Bewitched is down 1 person and then gets the pick on Flamer. So Grav comes out, isn't able to get anyone, but Bewitched does lose 2 people there, so I don't think the Grav was necessary as they were already down 2 people, as I don't think the fight was winnable then. So Grav definitely could have not been used, but now Forsaken now with 4 ults here will get Grav most likely within this fight. So now reaching 90% mark. Task Force, the only one with ult, but Skiller does almost have Tracer Bomb. We'll get it right here. High Noon comes out, is able to find Lovestar. The other High Noon does come out, isn't able to find anyone. Beat does come out, but now we're just really trading here. Both teams losing 2 people. Yeah, just a lot of trading right here. Now it being a 3v2, but which does have the upper advantage. And Coalescence Grab does come out. Not able to find anyone right there. Coalescence is still up. And now it is a 3v1 now. So Bewitched looks like they will take this back after a whole bunch of trading. Task Force does switch over to the Veep instead of the McCree. Catfish does switch to the Soldier. Proto Man does switch over to the Monkey. I definitely don't think that was a good decision, but they do switch to the Diva. Yeah, I definitely didn't think the Monkey was a good decision, especially with Task Force being on the Reaper. And it wasn't working before. Diva could do decent here. But Bewitched now coming up to 93%, 94. So now both teams going to get to 99. They will have to touch, we'll see. They do have Nano and Shatter from Bewitched. But now Forsaken able to get 2 picks despite the Nanoed Reaper. And Angel's Solo Shadows Reaper is able to get the pick on him. Skiller only able to get 1 pick, so now it's a 2v5. Skiller gets killed, Mario gets killed. And yeah, Forsaken's gonna take this. So, ending I wasn't really expecting. I thought Bewitched was gonna be able to hold that, honestly. Especially, I saw they had the ult advantage with the Nano. Both rounds had Shatter. But I thought the Nano would do better, the Nano Reaper, but I guess it wasn't able to get anyone. He did get shattered, killed, but that will end the game. Forsaken will come back and win this 3-2. Task Force there with a pretty decent blade there, but let's get a GG's. So yeah, Forsaken will take that 3-2. So yeah, overall a good match I just saw there. Decently close I saw, especially on that last map, only winning 2-1. So Forsaken does take both control maps and are able to win this preseason match. So now time it is, of course, MVPs. So what I believe for MVPs, starting off with Forsaken, of course the winners of this match, I would say it would be Catfish. Overall played pretty decently. McCree was able to get some picks. Overall just got a lot of picks. Definitely helped out. So for me that's Forsaken's MVP. As for Bewitched, I would definitely believe it'd be Task Force for sure. Especially that Genji and Busan, those 2 triple blades definitely helped out. Of course they did lose that map just then, or just now, but of course it happens. Overall, Task Force I believe played pretty well also, like Catfish. The Junket on Temple also did pretty good from Task Force. His tires went too shabby. So yeah, I believe those are my MVPs. Task Force and Catfish. I'm honestly not sure if we're doing honorable mentions, but honestly, honorable mentions I would say from Forsaken would probably be I'd say probably the other DPS. Really hard to say, honestly. of course, wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to who's in the most picks and crap. Of course, commentating is I'm the only one here commentating, so I would say probably the other DPS for Forsaken. I forget what their name was, and then from Bewitched, I would say probably either Red or Skiller. Probably Skiller, I'd say for honorable mention. Um, But yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, overall, not too bad of a match, especially it being preseason. These two teams definitely have some potential. They definitely do have some things they could work on for sure, I believe. Yeah, overall, I don't think either team played too bad. Of course, they had their problems, but of course, those can definitely be worked on, and they can, of course, improve. But yeah, hopefully these two teams will do good in the future. But yeah, that is this game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. There is another game possibly on still right now. We have the Cairo Freeze game currently going on. They are going up. It is Cairo Freeze versus Ike. So yeah, that game is currently going on right now, I believe. It is 2-0 Cairo. The Lucky game, I'm not really sure what happened there. That was yesterday. The Aztec game, Aztec forfeited, so Dragons Guard won 3-0. And of course, Tier 3 games, I believe, are all later. We have one happening on Monday, which is my game, actually. We have We Bought a Lot versus Galaxy's Redemption. The Orion versus Frostborn game, I don't believe is happening, as I believe Frostborn left due to issues, I guess you could say. There was a game yesterday, I believe, the Tier 3 game yesterday, they forfeited. We have Lobolinized versus Underrated Esports. That happened earlier, I believe. I'm not really sure what happened. And then we also have Vyuskin versus Trash King happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, if you guys would like to tune in for that. But yeah, anyways, that was this game. Forsaken won 3-2. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys will tune in to future games. Of course,